Get it like that.
Hi guys, I want to welcome you guys to my garden. My name is Veronica and we have Theresa.
Thank you, Veronica, for inviting me.
Yes.
I love coming to your garden.
Oh,
so
thank you.
Thank you for taking me on a tour today and showing me everything you have today. So.
Oh, thank you.
The eggs. So usually too, what I do is I squash all the eggs before it even gets to that.
Yeah.
Pull them off.
It might be gross, but I literally grab it and squish it.
Thank you, Veronica, for inviting me today. I always love coming to your garden, so I'm really excited about what we're gonna see.
Yeah.
What problems you're having, because I have the same.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about all that stuff.
Okay. Yeah. Well, let's start here. This is something that I've just started. As you know, here our ground is just so hard. And it's really hard to get in there and dig, but it's the beginnings. Next year it might look a little different.
You have a lot of flowers though.
Yeah,
growing.
yeah.
A lot of different things growing in different pots. How do you keep it watered?
Actually, I just water everything
by hand.
Yeah, by hand. So
you just have a hose close by or whatever.
Well, yeah, I gotta drag this big old thing all the way over here. But yeah, I mean, a lot of the things that I pick also is like water sufficient,
drought tolerant,
right? Drought tolerant.
It's so dry here. I mean, you can see there's dirt, sand, and then you have these beautiful flowers.
Yeah.
Do you use this for anything?
Yeah, I use during the winter. I mean, this is where I come and I do my planning and just map everything out. But as you will see, things don't always fall where they're supposed to. Yeah. I kind of just throw things here and throw things there. But that's the way my garden works. It's not very uniformed. It's not very, so it's kind of just, I like you here today. And then I put it.
Yeah.
And
a little wild wherever they want to grow.
Yes. And then things actually surprise me, throughout the years. Yeah. Things pop up, things I haven't even, I remember that I have put in, but yeah. So I think this is part of your seeds that you gave me.
To you. Yes, we love to trade. I love trading with you too.
So yeah, that's a good thing about having garden friends because we constantly are trading and as you will see, I also start my seeds maybe in January in the greenhouse. So I do a lot of that. Just start a lot of seedlings, but. Yeah, this is something that's kind of planted. I planted a lot of this stuff last year. It didn't really produce much, but this year everything kind of popped up and it's maturing. So it's looking it's getting fuller.
And you started from seeds or from a seedling?
Well, yes, this one is yours from a seed. And then, no, some of these are plants that I save at Lowe's.
Yeah.
The clearance plants.
The rescue plants.
Yeah, the rescue plants. But there you go. So let's go. Let's go inside. I like to keep the gate closed because the dogs like to come in. Yeah.
And the entrance.
Yes.
These are grapes.
Grapes. Yeah.
And you
eat the green ones. Yeah. Yeah. They're actually pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Last year they were very small. It looks like they might get a little bigger this year. I think this is the third year.
Yeah.
In here.
Nice. And it will fill up the whole thing.
Yeah.
Love that.
Hopefully. Yeah. Yeah. So let's walk this way. We got, like I said, I'm not very uniformed. I kind of like to throw things everywhere. So in here, we just got some chamomile that I put last year, and this year is when it kind of just sprouted up. And then we got some zucchini in there, and I think this is another zucchini.
Is there a reason you put the flowers with?
Yeah, so of course you want to plant flowers with your veggies to attract the pollinators, the bees to come in and pollinate all your veggies, because
yes, I noticed too when I plant flowers I get way more fruit on all of my stuff too.
Yeah.
And then I noticed you have a lot of pots. Is there a reason why you have things in pots?
So a lot of these things I had them in the greenhouse, but now since the greenhouse is too hot, I pull them out, and then some of them I dig out and put them into my beds. But some of these are trying to save these, they weren't doing so good, so I'm sticking them in here for now and see if they're gonna survive. But I mean, I like to grow things in pots also.
Is this lemongrass?
This lemongrass.
It will never grow for me yet. It has not yet grown for me.
So this is my second time trying it. And like I said, I kept it in the greenhouse. So I pulled it out, now that it's too hot in there. But it's doing good.
And then
I cut it in the winter.
You cut it back.
Yeah, I did.
And then it will grow back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love that. This is really good for spices, for like...
Yeah. I've always wanted some, like, I was thinking about planting it into the ground, but I don't know. I don't know if it's going to do good in the winter.
I've heard it spreads, but I can't even get it to grow.
Right, I know. Well, that's what I did too. Yeah. The first time I left it out, and then this year I put it in a pot and I put it in the greenhouse in the winter. Yeah. So it survived. So I'm guessing that maybe it doesn't like the winter.
I noticed you have this too. You said you do like a juice and stuff with this?
It's the prickly pear.
This is the fruit,
prickly pear. It turns, it's going to turn purple. And then it has a lot of seeds inside, but once you grind them, you could, what is it, when you, I don't know what it's called.
But the seeds, you like make a powder of it or something, or?
No, I don't. I'm gonna make juice. So I put, I put the whole inside into the blender, and then I just, what do they call it?
Like juicing it?
Yeah.
But you take the seeds out, or the seeds stay in there?
No. The seeds
come out first.
Seeds come out.
Nice.
Yeah. But it's kind of earthy. But I know, I heard it's really good. So yeah. My husband likes it.
And fruit trees.
This
looks like a brand new one.
Yeah. Brand new cherry tree. And then I got the other one over here on this side.
Oh yeah, because you have to have two.
Yeah. I didn't know how close you had to, you have to put them. So hopefully that works.
I did have one that I planted, and nothing happened. And then I planted two more next to it, probably about this. I think they're like 10 feet apart.
Yeah.
And lots of.
Oh, okay, good.
Lots of cherries.
I'm hoping that works.
Can you tell people that don't know, like, why you need to?
Do you know?
Yeah, because some fruit trees are what you call self-pollinating. So in the flowers, they have both the male and female parts, so they can pollinate itself. But these ones do not. They need the pollen from a different tree completely to be able to pollinate that flower. Yeah. So you have to have two, and they have to be compatible too. So some cherry trees can pollinate a variety, and some can only pollinate another cherry tree that's exactly like it.
Right. So when I picked these two, I think I bought them at Lowe's. It had a sign. It had, like, I think it's that one. It might say it on the bottom that they either one, they could go together. So that's why I picked those two. Yeah. Back here I got some corn, and then this is the sweet corn, the yellow one. And then I just threw in, because I planted some of my seedlings, so I kind of just threw I knew they weren't all going to make it because of the rabbits and the squirrels. So, but there they go. I mean,
and that's the number one question I think you and I get both as gardeners is, what do you do about the gophers? And you and I have both discussed, like, you just plant way more than you need, right? Because they're going to get them,
right. So we just, you got to plant to share, because not all of them will make it. As you could tell, they've been chewed on, and I think I've seen who has been doing that. It's the bunny. So he's here, and then I got these are potatoes. So I remember I told you that. So these are some of the potatoes. I planted these maybe like 2 months ago. Yeah. And I thought I saw flowers on them, but I don't see the flower anymore.
They don't last very long. I did notice that. Because mine flowered, and then the next day or two was gone.
Okay, so I wasn't sure. And then your lima bean, that got some. No, not your. It's lima. Was it lima bean?
Maybe. Oh no, fava.
Fava bean.
Oh, okay. So I've never gotten them to grow. So you have done it.
Yeah, they're here.
They're huge.
Yeah. So I don't know if this means that they're drying up and they're ready to be pulled. But I was growing them to get more seeds, and then maybe next year I'll plant a lot more.
Yes.
So,
and they're really good for the soil too, because it's a legume. Any like beans, stuff like that will really help your soil too. So that's a great one to interplant.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know if it was drying up already.
Yeah, but they're huge. They're huge.
So this is from yours.
Yes.
Your seeds.
I love it.
Yeah. So let's go in here real quick. I got I started my pumpkins. So hopefully we're gonna have another area where we're gonna plant all our pumpkins. So I'm starting them in cups first, and then we'll see. Okay, so this is my greenhouse, and right now a lot of I've already kind of moved everything out. They're already planted, but I started my pumpkins, and I have some hibiscus that's growing and some sweet peppers, but a lot of it it gets too hot here, so I don't know, it must be like if it's 100 out here, it must be like 150.
Oh yeah, you can feel the difference.
Yeah, but anyways, I got this fan that kind of pulls out the heat, but I'm gonna disconnect it so that we could hear each other real quick. Anyways, I started some tomatoes here in the winter, and they seem to be doing okay. And really I did it in grow bags. But yeah, I mean, they're doing good. I did find a couple of what are they called? Those horn.
Oh yeah, tomato hornworms.
Yes. So I found a couple of them, and I had to pull them off. But yeah, they're doing okay. I mean,
and this is really early because I have tomatoes that are growing too, and they do not have fruit, and it's like 90 degrees today. It's supposed to be like in the hundreds this week, and tomatoes won't set fruit when it's that hot.
Right.
So the fact that they're setting fruit now is really nice because then you can have them during the summer and not have to wait for it to kind of cool.
Right. So here are some pumpkins that are already. I started these like 2 days ago, maybe 3 days ago, and they're already popping up. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's the heat, I guess. It's the so. And then this, I saw, it's ornamental millet, and it's the big purple grass that they sell during, like in October, I think, or September. So they sell it like for $30 in a like at Lowe's. Right. So I was like, I don't want to. I don't spend that kind of money on plants. So I said I'm gonna just come and try to start my own. And look, they're popping up.
I love it. And this you eat, right? Millet is like a grain that you
eat.
I've never.
I just seen it that they use it as decor, for like October.
Yeah. Because it's like a pumpkin. You think of the fall. You think of pumpkins. Right. You also might think of this. You might not even know that what it looks like.
Yeah. And this is hibiscus. All this right here. This little ones right here. So and they were here. Something ate these. So I better pull them out as ASAP before something else comes and eats the rest. So I just pull them out and put them in bigger cups. And then I'm going to transfer those out into maybe something bigger and then move them one more last time.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. It's hot in here.
I know, you would never think it's cooler out here.
I know.
And the 90-degree heat.
Right. All right. Well, come. I want to show you my... So I don't know what's happening here, but I planted these in March.
What is this?
Potatoes. And the plant started to die off. So I heard that once the plant starts to die off, that means that potatoes are ready. So I started digging some up, and I saw that we do got some potatoes. But I think what happened is that I think I'm overwatering it, and maybe that's why. Because look, there's not a lot of them are. And
you just planted them, right?
Yeah, in March.
Yeah, because usually potatoes take like months and months and months, but they're good. Some of them are good size.
Yeah. I mean, I'm getting some, but like I said, maybe it doesn't have a good draining system.
Look at that one.
But nice, right?
It's like a treasure hunt.
I mean, there's some. Look, it still has some small ones, but the plant was already kind of. Well, this one wasn't. Maybe I could put them back.
So you know what? That's what I do. I just take them and go, okay, good luck.
Well, you're not ready. Okay. I'll put you back. Never mind.
And they're pretty hardy too. I mean,
yeah.
Potatoes.
Well, I grew potatoes back here, and some I must have missed pulling some up, and
that's where
some popped up.
Hand rake comes in.
Yeah.
Let's see. Just gotta be careful not to.
I know to scratch them, right? But I know there's something in here.
Oh, it's gonna be a big one. Nice. Yeah. Got a couple of big ones there.
Yeah.
This must be the original.
Oh, and it just goes. That one just goes bad, right? Like it's not.
Yeah. Usually, and from my experience, that original one usually just kind of.
So I mean, we got some.
Yeah.
So we got some more over there. So we'll see.
And these are not quite even as big as the ones you had planted over
there. Right. Yeah. They didn't get too big.
Yeah.
But the plant did. I mean, like you see, it's dying off.
Yeah.
But I want to say that it might. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, it's moist, but it's not
not
like
too wet, right? Well, I did stop watering it.
Oh, maybe.
Because when I started digging, I saw that it was so wet.
Yeah.
Then
yeah,
I did stop watering it. But yeah, we got some
Still
potatoes there.
eat.
Yeah. And then this is a plum.
This one, and now this is one that doesn't need the double. This one pollinated itself.
Right. And then I got another plum right in that area. So.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and I have just one, and it pollinates itself too. So.
Then.
And more hollyhocks.
More hollyhocks. I think they're done. And I want to say that this one I bought. I bought the seed from this one. We got some a strawberry bed.
Now what is this? I know
they're struggling. I got this box from my brother-in-law.
Nice.
I guess it was maybe like a packing box or something. So yeah.
Does it have a bottom? It has a bottom.
Yeah, it has a bottom.
Yeah.
So these are my strawberries. They're not. I don't know. What do you think is happening here? There's some dry ones. They're drying out. They look like they're flowering, but look, it doesn't seem like it's missing. It might not be
the fruits are not setting. Yeah. You know what? I do notice it's completely covered. Maybe the pollinators are not getting to it.
Oh, I see.
It might be that.
Oh, okay.
And I do notice you have asparagus.
Because I do have.
Look at. Oh yeah. See. Do you notice pollinators in here ever?
Maybe not.
Yeah, that might be the reason.
Yeah. And I do cover it because I don't want my chickens to jump in there.
Yes.
But as you can see, I do have. I mean, they're there. The pollinators are here.
Yeah. And I do notice too. Like I had some strawberries, my very first ones. They were like almost misshapen, and I'm not sure, but I think they need like each section to be pollinated for it to grow a full thing. So that might be the reason.
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna uncover this.
You want to explain what those are?
The pigs.
And how fast they grew?
No, we'll do that in another. Yeah. Okay. So I want to show you how this became my flower garden this year. So all I did, I kind of just threw. No, I didn't throw seeds. I started the seeds inside, but all along the fence I put beans. So hopefully they're gonna be able to climb up.
Oh, is that why you put it here?
Yeah, I put them on the side.
Use this like a trellis.
Yeah, kind of like a trellis. And then we got your
amaranth. Yes.
So you gave me the seeds. I started the seeds in the greenhouse, and then I came out and I planted them. The ones right here standing up.
Like the corn looking one?
Yeah. Yes. Looks like corn.
Yeah.
And those actually, when you grow those too, they have when they dry out and they're done, the seed is edible too. You can use that. You can actually make like popcorn. It's really tiny.
Really?
And you pop it, or you can put it like a grain. You can mix it with other
Maybe
flowers.
we could do that. Get together. Let's do that.
A cooking class.
Yeah. Let's do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know you got some, right?
Yes, and really good.
Yeah.
And they produce a ton of seeds. So even one will give you like a good.
Okay. Well, good to know so that I won't, I'll collect them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wait till it dries out.
Yeah.
And I noticed you have the benches here, which is really nice. I know sometimes missing in the garden is like a place to sit.
Yeah.
Because it's like today is so hot.
Yeah, right.
You just need a place to sit.
Yeah, in the mornings, before it starts to get hot, you could come and enjoy.
Yeah.
Even in the evenings, we like to, come and sit and talk to our pigs back there.
Yeah.
And just watch, the animals roam around. And,
yes.
But so this was winter stuff that I had in the greenhouse. They didn't do very well. Yeah. But I mean, because they've been in there I just harvest my carrots, which those were, I think I planted those like in January, February. And these have been in here for a long time.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing that maybe the soil wasn't maybe too nutritious.
Maybe, and I have carrots too, like this, because I planted a whole bed of it. And some of them grew really big and some of them were like this. Same container, same soil, same water. So
maybe the type of carrot.
Yeah,
didn't
maybe
just
that just happens sometimes.
Yeah. Then I got my tower.
Oh yeah.
Which I was experimenting with putting cucumbers in there, but they don't. Well, some are okay. Some are doing okay. Some are not.
You don't have problems with it blowing over?
No, it's really heavy.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, and it's. Do you see how how deep they? they are?
It's pretty big.
So it's full with dirt.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
And then with this one, you put the water in here, and it kind of distributes it down to all the.
And you hand water all of this too.
Yes.
Yeah. Which I know we've talked about.
Yeah.
hand watering seems like a chore, but when you're hand watering, you can also see what's going on.
Right.
You catch the tomato hornworms.
Right.
You catch the plants that are dying.
Yes.
You catch those little things.
Yeah.
So you can see your garden.
Yeah. So I like to I put this plastic to protect my from the chickens going in and sometimes the squirrels.
What is somehow, this exactly? What is it?
It's just plastic, construction plastic, like
you just got it at Home Depot or something.
Yeah. And I mean it semi-protected because sometimes I'll find my chicken fly over. Yeah. And they like the good dirt, to dig in it.
Yes, the bugs.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure the squirrels somehow will find a way to get in there once they see, because I have a zucchini in the other bed and somebody ate it. So I don't think it was the chickens. I think it was more the squirrels.
And this is just rebar, right? This is just a metal rebar that you put in. You put it in after you did the bed?
Yes.
You just hammered it in and then.
So at first we had the PVC that which it worked, but then some of my plants were getting too tall. So I had my husband put more the rebar for so it could get a little taller. So now he still needs to finish because as you can see the other one, I could put a shade cloth on top of it.
Yes.
So he's gonna finish this one to look like the one over there.
Oh, and just connect it with the PVC.
Yeah. So I could put shade cloth on it because it's gonna get pretty hot.
And I noticed none of your tomatoes out here have fruits like the ones in the greenhouse.
Well, no, actually, I'm going to show you over there in that corner. Yes, we have. So I did only started the Roma seedlings, and on the other side I'll show you. But just real quick, these sunflowers here popped up all by themselves. Yeah. I heard that having sunflowers sometimes next to your veggies, it will stunt their growth or whatever, but I didn't have the heart to pull them out.
And these ones actually are smaller than the ones over there.
Yes,
but I know
it might be true.
Yeah, but I know you and I talked about it also provides shade for them too.
Yeah,
helps with the watering.
Right. Yes. So here, let's see.
Oh, but they also have fruit, so it doesn't matter that they're small.
Look.
Oh my gosh.
So these are my Romas.
Nice.
And there's fruit on them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who knows if it's gonna stunt their growth?
Yeah.
But they're doing pretty well.
Did you get tomatoes last year like this?
No, not this soon. This is the first year that I'm getting tomatoes at this time.
So soon.
Because usually last year, I think, remember we were like September,
October,
right?
November.
Oh, yeah.
Just before it froze.
Right, because we were even picking green ones, and then they were ripening at home after we picked them.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is really nice.
Yeah.
I'm
excited to know that I'm gonna have tomatoes during the summer. Yeah. To eat. And I don't know what it is. Maybe it's our weather. That it gets so hot here. They get stunt or something.
Well, we were talking about too. Like last summer, it was in the hundreds for so long, right?
We did have a lot of heat waves,
like day after day after day.
Yeah.
And they won't set. The fruit won't set.
Right.
And then as soon as it got cool, like August, September, they started setting fruit. And then like November, we had a freeze.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, you have to pull them out.
That's Palmdale. We're in Palmdale, and so I don't know. Maybe,
I usually go with 9.
Yeah.
That usually works for me.
Yeah.
But
I thought we were 8B.
Yeah.
But they're changing it, so I don't know. Maybe it is 9 now.
Yeah.
So here
and we don't get a lot of water either. So
right. We don't get a lot of rain. And,
And what's this?
This is apple.
Oh yeah.
And look. It's 30 years, so it's giving me apples for the first time.
Yeah.
Because the first 2 years, nothing.
Yeah.
It was just mainly just green. Yeah. And I didn't know that. The apples did that. That it took it to the 3rd year for it to give you fruit.
And this year I've been learning a lot about pruning. Do you do anything to prune it?
We do.
What do you do? How do you?
We just cut it. Like my husband doesn't want them to grow too tall where we can't get the fruit.
Yeah.
So and mainly anything that's kind of like out this, we kind of want to keep it more up. So if if there's a limb that's maybe too hanging out or whatever, we'll cut it.
Yeah. Nice.
So over here I got my little area where I kind of just put my lavender, and all these sunflowers just popped up by themselves. And
now you said popped up, but Did you originally plant one of these, or they just came in from?
I want to say I did. I think it was this. Well, yeah, it's this type of sunflower, and yeah, I think I did that last year. And this year they just popped, and they started blooming pretty early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
it was still not even that hot, and they were already popping up.
And I noticed like some of these are already drying out.
Right.
You just leave it, or
yeah, I do. I think that's what happened. That I just let them all dry up, and then the seed just
do you pull them out and like just throw them out, or they just go?
They just I think by October, right? They were done. Or,
yeah.
Nice. And right now I'm struggling with a gopher, so hopefully they'll survive.
This looks like a fig tree. Is that a fig tree?
Oh yes, a fig tree. Gosh. But I guess what happened in the winter, it must have not. It died. This part, and then it just bloomed from the bottom. So I'm letting it do whatever. Yeah, I'm letting it do what it wants to do. Then we got a peach tree that something's happening. It was dropping leaves, and then it's not dropping anymore. But something was happening. We added ashes to it.
Oh yeah.
So I'm hoping that maybe that's what helped.
This is the first year you've done that. The ashes.
Yeah. And this tree is we just planted. I mean, when we got it last year, it was small, really like tiny.
Last year it was down here.
Yes. So all my peach trees that I have, and in this area, my uncle grafted from his peach tree. So I was just amazed of how big it grew in less than a year.
Yeah.
In less than a year, and how much fruit is given. Because I mean, I have older trees that are like my pear, even my apricot. It took like a couple of years for it to really get big and strong. And this is only like less than a year.
Yeah. Well, then I know we've talked about too. Like, I do seeds and I plant my own seeds, and they do way better because almost like they're used to it.
Maybe,
and this was grown, so it was grown in this area.
Yes. Yeah.
So
and
maybe that's why.
Yeah, and he gave me 3 of them, and literally they're like, I think we skipped the one that we just passed by, but it's big too. It's just that other one looks a lot healthier than this one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm amazed by
how
what he
big,
did. Yeah. Then over here we got just some more tomatoes, some basil, some nasturtium, I think it's called.
Nasturtium.
Yeah. There you go. And then this is the one I was telling you about. We're gonna finish that other bed with like this, so we could put some shade cloth on it and protect it from the heat.
Have you used shade cloth before?
Yes, and tomatoes really, they really enjoy that because it gets so hot.
Yeah.
And
I mean, I have never used shade cloth before, but last year was my first year being successful with tomatoes. Do you get tomatoes earlier? Do you get them more often? Do they get bigger?
I think they just you get more, like on the plant. Yeah. Okay. You get more.
And zucchini there.
And then I have a issue with tomatillo just popping up everywhere. It literally just grows. I have to kind of, it was like this over here, so I kind of had to clear it up so I could put some of my plants in. But,
so this planted itself.
So
this is kind of like your sunflower. So last year you just had tomatillos. You let them go, and then and look at. They're there. We call them volunteers at my house. They volunteered to be here.
Yes.
But they do so much better.
Yes.
That's actually how I got my tomatoes. The first year I got good tomatoes. None of the seeds I planted grew. It's the stuff that volunteered. It's the stuff that just knew when to come up.
At first, I was like, it's too many, but now I'm actually really enjoying it. Last year, I the same thing, like, I think this is my 3rd year with tomatillos, and last year it did the same thing. They just popped up by themselves, and I got to harvest so many, and it was actually really nice.
I'm noticing this right here. I'm gonna see if
my pest.
This one is so you gave me tomatillos last year, and this guy is the one that eats. It's the one that created all these holes.
Yes. And then it leaves its what is it, the eggs that right here, the eggs.
Oh yeah, look at here, pull that off. Oops.
Go ahead.
So that's the eggs. So usually too, what I do is I squash all the eggs before it even gets to that.
Yeah. So there you go. Those are the little
making more bugs.
Do you know their names? I didn't know that.
Yellow striped something or other.
Yeah, there's more right there too.
Yeah.
But yeah, this year I have literally not messed with them. I just kind of just let it, when I water, I kind of water them down like this, and then they fly away.
Yeah.
But I haven't been really worried about them this year. And
Yeah.
I mean, because the tomatillos there's everywhere.
So many.
There's so much of it that,
Yeah.
okay, go ahead, have at it.
And I think that's the trick too, is like, if you want, one plant 3.
Right.
Because who knows what's going to happen.
Right.
And these are really good too. Yeah. Before you gave me the tomatillos, I thought they were hard to grow. I didn't know they even grew here, but they love this weather.
Yes.
They love it.
Yeah. And this year, actually, the fruit is coming out a lot sooner than last year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Because this year, I think it was just flower.
Yeah.
I didn't get the tomatillos till maybe July, the end of July, about that time. But it's here early.
Yeah. And the reason I wanted these too is because you can make so much stuff with it. This is the stuff that you make like green salsa with, green pozole, green enchiladas, all of that.
And
good.
I froze a lot of them. So I had like bags and bags during the winters, that I used.
Oh, yes.
And just recently, my husband went in the freezer and he's like, "Hey, do you know you still have a bag in there?" And I'm like, "Oh no!"
Really?
Like I'm gonna pull it out and make sure.
Do you take off? I know that.
Yes, I take the leaf and I wash them,
out.
and then
okay,
let them dry, and then I stick them into
whole.
the plastic bag.
And then you just freeze them like that.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Okay, I'll have to do that.
Yep. Over here we just have guajillo. This is my first year growing it. I had a success in the seedlings, and guajillo I usually use it for enchiladas. All the
anything spicy.
Yeah.
And I love your containers because you always have the most creative containers. This is a file cabinet,
A file
right?
cabinet.
And you just got this from somewhere?
No, yeah, I seen somebody do it. I'm pretty sure it was Pinterest. I love Pinterest.
Yeah.
Pinterest always comes up with some.
Yeah. And where'd you get the file cabinet? You just already had it?
Either yard sales or or offer up.
Oh yeah.
And I usually get them like for $10.
Yeah.
So.
And you just put the soil right in it?
Right in it. I make holes on the bottom.
You do make holes?
Yeah, I make holes on the bottom.
Nice.
So yeah, it works out. The gophers can't get to that.
Oh, and speaking of gophers, you use baskets a lot too, I noticed.
I did this year. I used the little baskets that you find at the Dollar Tree.
Yes.
And I put, just to protect the root.
Yep.
But that's over here, real quick, over here is chayote. This is my first year growing chayote. It's
nice.
That one. So I did an experiment. I did that one with the bucket. I didn't pull it out the bucket. So I just cut the bottom and put wire on the bottom. And then this one I put it in the basket, which is
there you go.
So it's like the Dollar Tree, the ones that you find at the Dollar Tree. So we'll see how that if the root could develop.
If it will go, yeah.
So we'll see that.
Oh yeah,
that
especially
one.
with that one. If it's, and I know you also use these to cover them.
Yeah, try to keep my chickens from not eating them. And then this one, I left it in the bucket, and it's chayote. So we'll see what does best.
Yeah, in the ground or not in the ground. Nice. And I think that's the thing too. When you're gardening, you just experiment.
Right.
Don't be afraid to put stuff in the ground. Just put it in.
Yeah.
See what happens.
Right.
And then next year, do something different if it doesn't work.
Right. So this year, I think I want to say that this is your seed, the Mediterranean cucumbers.
Oh yeah.
So this is
Why
cucumber.
do yours look so much better than mine?
Well,
what are you doing?
I don't know. I did start it inside the greenhouse.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
So these are my seedlings that I started in the greenhouse, and then we got. This is my first year also growing. This one is the round zucchini. And it's doing pretty good too.
Nice.
Yeah. I had an issue this year where I usually buy a certain type of dirt at Walmart. It's like it comes in in a square.
Yeah.
And I usually buy it for like $12 the bag. This year it was $20. So I decided, oh no, it's too much. So I went and I bought bags of dirt from another place, and I started all my seeds with that dirt, and I had a bad infestation of I think they're called some kind of maggot looking worm.
What was happening to the seedlings?
So what happened was that I started selling my seedlings around March. I got a customer that came in, he bought some, and then he called me maybe like 2 weeks later and said, hey, you know, I just want to let you know that your zucchini that I bought has, I think it's called a cutworm. I want to say that's what he said. And so I was like, oh, that's weird, because all my plants look very healthy. You know, there's nothing wrong with them. He sent me a picture. His zucchini was literally dead. I guess he says that it ate the roots, and it feeds on the, you know, it'll feed on the root and it killed the plant. So I was like, that's just weird. So I kind of just like brushed it off a little, like just, oh, you know, I didn't even bother to check, because I saw that mine they looked very healthy. They looked green, they were growing. But then when it was time for me to, I maybe like the week after, I go, okay, I'm gonna start planting some out. When I go, well, but let me check, and I checked them, and sure enough, there was the little white cutworms. I want to say that, I don't know, I'm not really sure if it was the cutworm, but I won't do that again. I won't. I'll stick to what I know. You know, what dirt I know to buy, and I went ahead and started a new set of seedlings, and I had to throw all the other ones away. Which was a lot. Yeah. And so I started a new set of seedlings, and I mean, I went and I bought the expensive dirt, but they're doing good.
And it's a seed starting mix?
Yeah. No, not really. It's just a potting soil, but it's done really well for me. That's what I've used for.
Well, everything you've given me too did really well.
Yeah. So. Yeah. But that's about it. I guess this last box.
Beautiful.
My husband put in this box and the other box a new sprinkler system here.
Oh yeah.
And this is the only 2 boxes that I don't have to hand water, but I still come and I turn it on and I'm watching like what pops up.
Do you just turn it on from that?
Yeah, from that little thing.
From right here.
Yeah. And it does a really good job of watering.
Nice.
Yeah. And I got some celery growing in here. I just threw in some I want to say it's zucchini. It's in there.
Yeah.
And then, of course, my tomatillo that just decided to pop up here.
Yeah.
This is something that just popped up too by itself. I Googled it, and it's an herb that I don't even remember what it was called.
It looks like a
sage.
Pull it. Like the leaf looks like
Yeah, so I don't know what this is called, but it kind of just brought itself here.
Yeah.
Maybe one of the birds must have brought it in. But
now, how long do you leave the water on when you turn it on?
You know, I don't really pay attention. Sometimes I forget. And
I know you
like,
say you do the finger test.
Yes,
right?
yes. And then here we go, more tomatillo that just sprouted by itself.
Wait, what's the finger test?
Where you just like, you know, check to see how wet. And this is really wet because I've been accidentally leaving it on.
Oh no!
So hopefully they won't. And then we got some. What did it say? It was
serranos.
Serranos.
Yeah,
they're already gone.
Yes.
Yeah, sprouting
and lots of flowers on there.
Yeah. And then we got some more zucchini in here. Where is it? I know. And then this one, look, it's growing. Well, I think they all kind of grow like this, right? Well, I got the zucchini that grow this way, and then this one is growing bush. More like a like a.
Oh, I didn't know that zucchini came like that. Some grow like a bush, like beans.
Mine grows like most of my zucchinis grow like that. Yeah.
Oh, you know what? You're right. Yeah. The ones you gave me last year never really vined out.
Right. Yeah, they don't vine out, but this one is, and this one is the round one, the round zucchini. So it's right in here. See that little fruit, and you got some flowers coming up, but this is a different kind. I think this is my Mexican squash, and this one looks like it's not getting enough water. Do you see how that? Oh no, it's wet.
I noticed you have. I think these are marigolds, right?
Marigolds, and those I started with seed too.
Is there a reason you put them all around here?
Yeah, it kind of keeps a lot of bugs, you know, like from coming into the.
Okay.
Yeah, because they don't like the smell.
Okay.
The smell of it.
Where's the marigold?
The yellow flowers.
The yellow flowers.
Yeah.
Last year I got some awesome. I don't know what kind they were, but they ended up growing about this tall. I'm looking at that little hole. I think it's a gopher. A gopher hole there. Yeah. And it has made his way into this bed, which I'm like praying that he doesn't get into my chiles.
Okay, and now that's another thing too, right? The gopher thing. First we plant like way too much, And then I noticed last year you said you took everything out.
Right, of that
and
one box.
redid the whole thing.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I thought, okay, because that box, last year I had a lot of tomatillos, like sprout by itself. Then I took everything, I emptied it so I could put some
the hardware cloth, which is like, it's like a really small, like a metal fencing.
Right.
And it's really small holes to get those gophers out.
Yeah, because the gopher he had attacked that box, and it had, like, he killed a lot of my zucchini plants. And so I emptied it out, and I go, oh, well, I'm probably going to kill all the tomatillo that, usually comes back every year. And no, they still came back.
Yeah, well, because you just use the same dirt.
The same dirt, I just put it back in. Yeah.
You just helped airate the soil, is all you did.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, this is it, guys. Yes. Every year, it just grows and everything gets bigger, and we keep adding, and hopefully we're gonna add soon a little more, more to the garden, and get a pumpkin patch going, and then maybe a real flower patch somewhere, back there somewhere. But yeah, this is it. Thanks for coming and walking through, and I can't wait to go visit yours.
I know. Next time we'll do it.
Okay.
And see all the stuff that I have.
Yeah. Because we all garden different. It's not. I don't think it's one way only.
No.
I think we all garden different, and it's nice to see that.
And there's so many things to learn.
Yeah.
You just learn. Pick up those little things and share. And I have these seeds, and you have these seeds.
Yes.
I love learning from other gardeners who are next to me, because you can watch a million videos, but getting people who actually live in your area and sharing from what's in your area, like your trees that you have, the seeds that we share, it does so much better.
Yes.
And there's so many things you can do that you don't think, that nobody thinks that you can do, but there's so much.
Yeah, so make sure you come back, because we're gonna visit Theresa's garden. Can't wait. Bye, guys.